Okay, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you one more time to another edition of the Real Talk Show. Yeah, it's been a long year, and this is the third year that we started this program. So it's been a very long journey, and I'm so happy that I'm hosting a very wonderful dear friend, being the first guest in 2025. So I've been wanting to
Yay.
I've been wanting to have her a long time ago, and I'm happy to have her here. I think I just she's not someone that I had to write so much before I can get her, even though she's so valuable that you can't just grab her easily. But because of friend relationship and long time being a friend, so I was able to get across to her. I knew her when I was in Olabisi Onabanjo University. She's one of the voice in OU back in those days. So, and also she's one of my clients back then because I was once time a photographer back on campus. So and I cherish the relationship we have back there on campus. It's a very mutual one. We talk about business, we talk about relationship, we talk about being a Christian. You understand? So many things we'll do together, and it's been a wonderful time to have her on this platform today. Today we'll be talking on something that is very unique today. And also, my guest, actually, she has just launched a book. And actually, we're supposed to host this program on Saturday, but because of our preparation for book launch, so we had to, postpone it to today. And also, I want to apologize for coming up a little bit behind the time. It wasn't something that would really prepare. It's an unforeseen circumstances, so we're very sorry that it happened like that. So hopefully in our next program it won't be like that. All right, so before I say one or two other things, I want to introduce this wonderful friend of mine. She's one of the, I have few female friends, and but she's one of the ones that I cherish so much because when she's talking, she has this wisdom and she has this capacity to, to keep you, she can market you. So I'm not surprised when I discovered that she's into real estate. So, but let me just introduce her this way because I didn't even ask about her bio, but I have to find my way, understand. And I find that she's the CEO and lead consultant of the 88 properties. So, and I join with me as I introduce to you. I don't want to, I didn't say Mrs. or Pastor or Mobolanle Abalola. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good to have you. Good to be with you. Good to have you grace my environment. Thank you so much. The
All
pleasure is all
right.
mine.
All right. Thank you so much. So, if you're watching us right now, we are on YouTube at Pastor Paul Oyinloye. We're also on Facebook at Pastor Paul Oyinloye. So you can join us live on that platform and enjoy this program. So today we are discussing on redefining mindset. So I will not be, it's going to be an interactive section. So, but I will just give my guest some few time to talk to us about, um, let me say, what is our own perspective, understand, she, about having a redefined mindset and in what capacity, in what concept can a mindset be redefined. So before we go into question and answer and we start, so I want her to just have like 5 to 7 to 10 minutes or whichever way to talk to us about her view, educate us. I know you just wrote a book on
Mm.
redefining mindset. Talk to us about this mindset. Over to you, ma.
All right. Thank you, everyone watching. My name is OMOBOLANLE BABALOLA. Um, I'm the lead consultant for estate properties, like you already introduced me as. I am a writer, an author, love writing poetry. I'm writing poetry when I was a child.
Wow.
I I was the producer The producer. I was working 9 to 5 at the point in my life at
Mm.
South Africa, owned by the delectable director himself, Kulia Onisi. I was the
Wow.
assistant producer and also the project manager in that brand before I
Mm.
finally left that screen. So now here I am. We're going to be talking tonight. I'm going to be talking about, we want to talk about mindset. One good thing about mindset, I've had history with mindset. First of, while I was working with Kulia Onisi, we had um, mindset redirection. It was the thing for an NGO.
Mm.
The NGO I was working with is South Africa. So we have it's an entertainment brand, and there's also NGO that was built out of that particular brand from same pioneer. So what is that NGO? What was it about? So it's just about mindset regeneration of Nigerians. So it is believed that Nigerians are the problems of Nigeria. That's the like it's that was the concept of the NGO. So they believe that if we can change the mindset of Nigerians, we can change Nigeria. What are we saying? They keep saying Nigeria is a bad country. Nigeria is actually not a bad country, but what happened is that we have bad people that are littered everywhere. And
Mm.
so they start tagging Nigeria. So I say something, there's a watchword that I say in my house, I have Igbos as tenants. So people say, when they hear this, Bola, you have Igbos as tenants. You have power. They'll destroy your house. They'll blah, 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 they'll see all these things. So I'll say something. I say, there are no bad tribes, only bad people. And they
Mm.
can come from any tribe. So they'll say, you this girl. And that's what I say. There are no bad tribes, only bad people. So what am I trying to say tonight? Mindset is something that it's just attached to our attitude. Let's just say it in a
Mm.
layman's language. Let's leave the grammar. Mindset is your behavior, your attitude. You understand? How
Mm.
do you react? How do you act? Somebody said before without an action, there will not be what we call reaction.
Mm.
So what is your attitude like? I have something that I said mindset right to a person's established set of attitude, thoughts and beliefs that shaped their perceptions of others. Whatever it's your thoughts, your perceptives, your your belief. Some people
Mm.
believe there's no God. Some people believe, ah, well, I just believe that if I'm stealing, as long as I'm not killing anybody, it's all right. That's a
Mm.
mindset. There's nothing you can tell that person that is telling you that as long as it's just pen. I'm not stealing. I'm not shooting gun. I'm only using my pen. Once nobody is dying, then we are fine.
Mm.
And then we don't know how powerful this mindset can be. We don't know how powerful. You've done it all over and over again. It has become part of you. It has become you. It is now defined as you. I remember something. If you have anybody that went to OU during those years that we were in OU, if you mention Paul Oyinloye, if he does not remember him for anything, he remember him for his photography. That is one thing I can. So
Mm.
that is if even if you now say today see, Mr. Paul is now a pastor. Say, pastor for where? I know that is, if you can tell me something else, in his head, he may not be able to admit it. But
Mm.
at the end of the day, say, come, I know that guy was focused somehow. So, okay, there's every tendency. So now, whatever the way we behave towards people, the way
Mm.
we act towards people, we think sometimes we do it unconsciously, but
Mm.
it has grown into an attitude, habit. There's a level to it, and then it becomes a mindset. It
Mm.
gets to that point where nobody can change it. It is
Mm.
you. They tell you some people. Have you met anybody that whenever they're talking, whenever you're talking to them, they just squeeze that nose towards you. It's unconscious. It's not like you're saying
Mm.
nonsense. Have you met somebody like that before?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That whenever they are just when you're talking to them, or it doesn't, it started like a little habit. It was a bad habit.
Mm.
It's now become subconsciously, it is now them. Then whenever they are talking to people, I've met somebody like that. And I understood that something is wrong
Mm.
somewhere. It's so unfortunate. This was it will take a lot to take away this physical. Now it started from here, from I don't believe anybody. I don't think anything anybody is telling me, it's a bunch of lie. Now it became something more awkward. Now, subconsciously, the person has started carrying that attitude, that belief, that thought that nobody speaks the truth, everybody is lying. Now, the thought manifested into physical, let's say a physical appearance, or let's say physical attitude or attributes.
Yeah,
Is from
exactly.
attitude it become attributes. That's
Mm-hmm.
are you looking for me? So. The lady that used to talk, whenever she talks, she's squeezing her nose or she's kissing at it. So what am I saying? I'm just saying that um, let's leave the big grammar. Mindset is our belief, our way of life, our thoughts. What you just that belief, just use that simple word. In one word, we can say mindset is your belief. That thought, the perception of the world, of yourself. Now, one of the things is that it's not just mindset is not just about how you see other people. Even sometimes how we carry ourselves, what we believe us of ourselves. It may not. One bad thing about mindset, it might be a lie. It might be negative. It might be positive. Once you believe it so much, once you've adopted it into your life, it now becomes rigid and it has the power to make or mar you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I
Mhm.
think I really caught something very important in your analysis, which is actually very, very important. You know, a lot of people sometimes they have this mindset about a situation. Whenever something happens, if that thing is bad, so far, even if that person doesn't, he's not actually a bad person, but because he found himself in that situation, it creates a kind of mindset for people that whenever they see that person is a bad person, or whenever something bad happen in a particular environment, even that thing just happened in a one time. For so far, that anytime anybody is passing through that place, or when they had that, what do you want to go and do in that place? So because I now understand that it could be an event, it could be any kind of reaction or behavior, just like what you talk about, that can create a kind of mindset for people, either positive or negative. So that's what we now take us a little bit further, understand? And I just want to make it a little bit more personal right now, because I really want to put this question straight to you about your person eventually. Now, as a woman, you understand, as a woman, how do you able to manage your creativity, understand, within your space, you understand, that you are able to function at the best of yourself, you understand? So, how are you able to manage your personality, and that's, or how are you able to redefine yourself anytime you find yourself in a situation that doesn't define who you really are? You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
people, like what people don't know who you are, you understand, but you know yourself. So if you find yourself in that kind of situation, is there a way to change the perspective of people? How can you redefine the people's mindset towards you? You understand? Or you might not exactly use yourself, but I just want you to educate us in your own point of view. You understand that if somebody find himself in a situation whereby people have already created a kind of negative mindset for the person, you understand, and but that's not who you really are, how can you redefine the situation? Or let me put it this way also. Let's say, for example, somebody was born in a family where they have an history of armed robbery, or maybe they have an history of, maybe the family member has gone to the prison or something like that. People start looking at that family in that perspective. How can we change the narrative? How can we redefine ourselves whenever we find ourselves in a kind of situation like that? Over
Okay.
to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that question. Okay, there's something I'm going to pinpoint. I'm going to point something out. Um, you see, my experience in life taught me something. We cannot change or influence. You can influence
Mm.
um,
Mm.
how people see you. You can be yourself. You can you can do anything you like. But if you think you can influence how people see you, or their narrative, or their thoughts, or their own, it's your mindset. One thing about mindset is that you have the capacity to influence yourself.
Mm.
Subconsciously, you may influence people.
Mm.
But human being, naturally, I study philosophy and I know what we're talking about. Free will. Free will. The Bible says it has given us, it shows us this is death, this is life. You say, I implore you
Mm.
to choose
That's
what
just
life,
life. Yeah.
but they cannot force it on you. That is exactly how mindset's about. When you want people to
Mm.
perceive you as something,
Mm.
I can tell you, I'm a good person, but I cannot touch your heart. I cannot change it in your mind. No matter how many good I do to you, if
Mm.
you decide to see me as a bad person, you will
Mm.
constantly see it as that. Now, all man for himself, all man with his mind, all man with his heart. I can only try. Now, another thing that I see is that if I spend all my life influencing you, trying to make you see, trying to convince you, then I will not be
Mm.
living my own life.
Mm. Thank
I don't
you.
know if you get that part.
I get
If
it.
I spend my whole life
Mm.
trying to make people see me, see I'm a good person,
Your
I'm nice.
energy.
If you
Mm.
People cannot be pleased. We
Mm.
study, so there's the topic we had in school then, the natural condition of man, and the nature of man. Man is naturally egoistic. Man is insatiable. These are parts of nature of man. It's one of the challenges that man, we all have ego. I don't know why we acclimate egos with men. Human beings, all of us, women, men, you know, we all are egoistic in nature. So you see that thing, there's a little, the moment you remind yourself that there is a little that you can do, the best thing you can do for yourself, that I can do for myself, is to live my life. I
Mm.
did that in my book. There's some things that happened. I shared, it's a memoir, it's short stories, and I've been
Wow.
getting massive, beautiful, positive feedbacks.
Mm.
Even yesterday at the book launch, a 50, I think it's 54-year-old man was
Wow.
testifying to this book that even at
Wow.
his age, a retiree, that he learned a lot. What am I trying to say? It's not like there's something that has never happened before that has happened to me. I believe there's nothing new under the sun. But probably the way we present it or how we put it. There's something that happened in school. I was I wrote it in this book too. I titled it that particular chapter was my third class story. Now, I have there's this lecturer in school. I didn't write his full name, but I wrote his name. I wrote a short form. So this lecturer, I was so small. I won't be saying too much about it. The full details is in the book. But one thing led to the other. And he thought that me, this tiny girl, she's the one who wants to have sex with for, this thing that happens in school. And me, I was hell bent. I was a lagiji. Now, I have people looking up to me that are like, I must come out with a good grade. But long story short, this man dealt with me for not cooperating.
Mm.
And somehow, my class up come down to talk like, in fact, I was waiting for extra year because I felt that by that time I will have the opportunity to be able to, pop myself up. But even as much as it dealt badly with that my score and everything, I was still able to, it was still important, but I was angry, I was mad, but I felt good. I felt like a warrior. I don't know, I felt good. Years later, according to the way I put it in my book, I saw the same man in FMC, Abokita. He was just working, and I looked at him. He had no power over me anymore. The certificate that I collected in school is there. Everything I've achieved, building my own house, buying my car, doing anything. It was not with any certificate. And I felt good.
Mm.
So now, if you ask me to go and bring my certificate, I'll bring it out, I'll boldly bring it out. And I said something in my book. I said, I don't feel bad. I said it. I said, now it makes me what? It makes me, I started looking at the positive side of that
Mm,
story. What is the
mm.
positive side? I started looking for people, great men in Nigeria who came out with the third class. And Professor Wale Soyinka is one of them. So I said, he actually did what? He did me good. And what did he do? He has placed me in the realms of the great ones. Now I can say,
Yeah.
now that's
you,
a mindset.
you can't be
You can choose.
intimidated. Mm,
You can say you can flow with the situation.
mm,
You can say bad in anything, and you can see good in anything. I said something at my book launch yesterday. I said there is no way that our God is a good God. If you tell me that you are in a situation and everywhere is dark, that there is no light, I said you're a liar. Is either you're a liar or you're an ungrateful soul.
mm,
Because I said something, there is no how God will put you. I've been in the crazy situation. I've been homeless, heavily pregnant. I'm a single parent.
mm.
I've been homeless, heavily pregnant with a toddler in my hand. And I was homeless and I was walking the street of Lagos trying to find my new beginning. Here's it. You can look at everything and say it's dark,
Hmm.
but you can be that one person that look at your situation and say to yourself that let me start searching for light. The day I wanted to show up for a new job. Imagine, I wanted to show up for a new job, and I went with a child. They accept you with pregnancy. Now you're now holding a child because I was going mad. There was no crash to drop my child. I was starting all over again in Lagos. Everything is going crazy. And then I showed up and I was like, please, I just sit down in the reception. By then, and Kuli honestly looked at me like, this guy is mad. If you are
Hmm.
not looking back at my situation, I'm grateful to God.
Hmm.
And he's made a statement. I said, I don't have where to sleep. I'm just trying to just put in. And he said something. He said it, and all the empathy in his eyes was off. But I took the seriousness and I went back to that one. He said, look very deeply. He said, there is no how God will put you in a situation. There is a solution. He said, you won't be in a problem without solution. So when
Hmm.
God dropped, and I went back, sitting down and resonating on that, I was reminiscing. And I said, come, this word is powerful, saying that there's no how God will put you in problem. God is not wicked. And I look at it truly. God is not wicked. There is no how bad, there is no how terrible, no matter how terrible the situation is. The moment God is putting you in a problem, He is putting the answer. I repeat, the moment God is putting problem, is He wants to test you. As He's putting the test, He puts in the answer. He's the only God that can put. If He put the test, He put the answer there. As He's
Hmm.
putting the test, He's putting the testimony beside it. It is left for you to look for the testimony.
Hmm. Hmm.
He's putting the test, as he's dipping inside the test. He's adding the testimony. He does not put in the test and then start putting, say, let me pray. When you pray, I'll add the testimony. The moment he's putting the test, he's adding the testimony. It is left for you and I. Now, it is your mindset that will determine, people are saying, a lot is happening to me. You don't know what I've been through. It's not your fault now. Pastor, this pastor is enjoying, Pastor Paul. You that you are abroad now, you that you are this, forgetting that everybody is fighting their battles.
Ah.
If you're like beyond, even under the ground, above, in heaven, anywhere you think you are, categorize it. As long as you're a living being,
Hmm.
you are fighting something. So don't say my mindset didn't make me feel entitled to anything.
Hmm.
My mindset. So when you talk about that was the first thing I wanted to clear. That was what led me to this. Talking about how I manage. So number one, how I manage situation is my mindset has helped me. I am not. I at first while growing up, I had some mindset too that were not good. I had the mindset of pleasing people. I'm a bad people pleaser. I love to please
Hmm.
people.
Yeah.
I want you to be fine. Even when blood is gushing out of my side, I am trying to die for you. I'm not
Hmm.
taking care of myself. That is a very bad one. Knowing fully well that no matter how good you
Hmm.
are to people, they will
Hmm.
still find the fault in you. No matter how
Hmm.
kind you think you want to be,
Hmm.
it is their own business. It is their
Hmm.
mindset that matters. You will give somebody 1 naira, he will be grateful to you forever.
Hmm.
You will give another person 1 million, he will say kilo dash. Somebody that he has 5 billion now, he has trillions. He does give
Hmm.
me 1 million. What is 1 million? The difference between the one that has 1 naira, that you gave 1 naira and is grateful, and the one that collected one is the mindset, entitlement. If you give me 1,000 naira like this, I'll feel like I used to say that. I have a saying, I have plenty sayings. One of my sayings is that if a man gives you 1,000 naira, He has 1,000 ways, 1,001 ways that he could have spent that money. And he chose you out of those 1,001. Above it. He chose you above it. He chose you. Then you should be grateful. So if he gives you 10,000, he has 10,001 ways, one spot that he could have spent that 10,000. But just so I think my own mindset, I am not entitled. I don't feel I added some new ones. I don't feel entitled. I Some of my own bad mindsets was that I felt this love thing when I was growing up. A lot of things now I'm going back, I'm going deep into another part. So
Mm,
many things affect our mindset. How do we even develop this thing called mindset?
mm.
Life situation, our experiences, upbringings. You see a Nigerian zebra crossing. You say the driver is coming. You see, it's not even on zebra. Are you a zebra? Cross now, so that you go. You know, you know. He's a Nigerian. He's a bloody Nigerian. He's not okay. But when you get abroad, because he's, he's a human being, no? He has blood and vein. He knows this thing. But he has been living here where lawlessness has been thriving. Don't blame him. That's what the economy, that's what the environment rather has influenced. That's how much the environment can influence a child. Give birth to a set of twins, two children, put one in Nigeria, put one in UK or in US. Let them grow together without seeing each other, without speaking to each other. Bring this one here, take that one back there. You will see where there is collide. You will know that it's not by who gave birth to you or who raised you. So many things happen. So many things are deep. A big, or let me say, a larger share of our mindset has to do with where we were raised, our
Raise.
environment. It has a lot to do. So when a Nigerian driver will say, are you a zebra? You are saying zebra crossing. You are saying, say, you do not see zebra, crossing. I want to cross. You have to beg. You have to say, Baba, come, yeah, that come. You have to clap, make eye contact. If not, may your soul rest in peace. So it's best for you to do what? To know that a lot influence our mindset. I had this mindset of pleasing people. I had this mindset of I had this fairy tale. I'm born talking about the environment. I was born in a polygamous home, 10
Mm.
children. I'm number
Wow.
8. And
Wow.
I didn't grow up with my mom. The last time I saw my mom was in 1996. I've lived without motherly love. She's still alive. She's kicking. She's well. She's a British citizen, doing fine, but we don't see eye to eye. That one is a story for another day. But here is it. The real gist is that when the fact that I grew up alone, the fact that I was alone out of 10 children, my dad had 3 wives, and he had 2 other wives. So now I being a number 8, and I'm an only child. My
Wow.
dad's first wife has 5 children. You see, something in polygamy that I want to chip in. If you have ever experienced polygamy before, polygamy will teach you that there's power in unity, in group. Polygamy is a wonderful word of its own. I hope you don't mind that I'm digressing a little.
Mm.
So one thing polygamy will do for you is that polygamy will teach you, it will teach you how to unite, how to see people in, I think, there's power. The Bible said one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. Come to polygamy, you know the real meaning of that verse. When only you're in your camp, when only you when you're in your camp, and you see a camp of 5, and a camp of 4, and a camp of 1. Normally, let's be realistic. Who is going to win?
Mm.
Naturally. So there is a lot in the upbringing I had. I was looking for love. I was love starved. I experienced child abuse. I experienced I had different kind of experience while growing up in the street of Lagos. But one of the things I think, one of the bad mindsets that I adopted through the influence of my environment and my experience was the hunger and thirst for love. I wanted to experience love. So I was always looking forward to, if I just want to marry last so, I'll marry like this. I don't mind. Don't have money. It's just love I want. I don't want money.
Mm.
Don't want anything. God be giving me love. And one of the ways that I feel that backfired at me. And that's why I said nobody has the power to influence anybody's thought about them. Just do you. Wanting to do other things, wanting to please people, brought a lot of mess into my life. So now I grew up doing that, wanting that, wanting to be with somebody. I just want to be with somebody. If you ask me what do I want to be in future, back then, I just want to be happy. I want to be happily married, and that was it. And I saw disappointment. I saw me settling for lesser than less as a child of God. I was deceived. I saw insult. I saw, in fact, that I saw broad daylight robbery in the name of marriage. There's a lot that came in from that. You see why? Because I had this mindset that I want to love. I want somebody to love me. I had a lot of love in my heart, and somebody saw me. Somebody's son saw me and took advantage of it. It's a cheap. When they say, there's a way you live your life that you become transparent. That you become transparent. That when people you think
become
you think people, you have
vulnerable.
secrets, but they can easily see you. God bless you, sir. So that vulnerability was very obvious, was very transparent.
So they take
So I ended up
advantage of
with
it.
someone that told me, oh, my mommy is a deaconess, my daddy is an elder in church, and without courtship, which courtship is for courtship. I'm saying I'm a sister in the Lord. I want to wait until wedding night. And the brother said, oh, it's fine. I don't, uncle, do you drink? I don't drink. And this thing is, I've read all this Bimbo, God of blessed memory, Pastor Bimbo, Odukoya. I attend Fountain of Life Church. So I've had these books that all the 1,000,000,001 questions to ask, I had it. Forgetting that if you ask 1,000,000,001 question. When you meet people that their mindsets are not aligning with yours, they will feed you with the lies that you need.
Wow.
And you will still fall trap. So now there's a lot that came in from that angle. And I became someone that fell victim just because I was going with that mindset of I want to do love. I wasn't looking at I wasn't even thinking about my life. When you're thinking about your life, the way I'm thinking about my life, it's more like my life is dependent on XYZ. If I threw out my university days, people were collecting award for best dress, best couple, the only award I could collect was female entrepreneur of the year. So everything I knew was business. I never dated any classmates. I was just, and while this was going on, I wanted to marry early. That was a mindset. I wanted to marry early. I just wanted, it was all in the plan. I don't want to do rubbish. Once I finish uni, I'm going, if I'm able to see. Now, I wanted to rent house. Somebody now said something to me. Who is my brother? He happens to be one of my brother. He said, two people in Jagbali. I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it in English. Single lady, but in English, said once a single lady that is mature is living alone, they don't see husband, they don't find husband. That word influence, I allowed it. He said it. I now allowed it to influence me. Now your mindset is very powerful. Mindset is dangerous. Mindset is something you don't want to joke around. Mindset is something that you don't want to play around. Mindset is something that you have to make sure that if you can groom, it's just like creating the 10 commandments. If you go and read the 10 commandments in the Bible, you will be asking yourself that, how did God come to summarize all the old problems in this world into 10? Read the 10 commandments. Every problem is there. Every don't do it is already in 10. If you can just keep the 10, you're fine. You're safe. So how do you summarize into 10? Your mindset will help you to summarize the laws and rules into something very concise. Your belief into something very concise. So much that you can carry it in a small, like in something, somewhere as small as a corner of your heart. So for me, one of the mindset that I felt that I had to drop, because one thing again is that you have to drop. There are times you should know when mindset expires. Mindset expires. They get due. They become, you really need to. You don't want to carry the mindset that you have carried. Some people don't grow up because their mindset from childhood is still what they are still using till now. They are, they have believed that don't take my thing, don't play with my thing, I don't share. Some people it was from childhood that They have that mindset that I don't want to share my toy. I don't want to share my. He grew into I don't want to share my food. I don't want to share my money. I don't want to share my water. I don't want to share this. Even things that you can share that will not kill you if you share it. You don't want to share it.
Mm.
So I know someone that today, if he has food and that food, he does not want to eat it. He knows he's not going to eat it. He would rather watch it till it gets rotten
Wow.
than to give it to somebody. It is a mindset.
Mm.
So
Wow.
we should know when it has expired and when we should trash them, when we should drop them off, when we should say it is enough, so that we can bring in. It's just like a house. Our heart is like a house. Our mind, where we are setting, what are you setting in your mind? It is as simple as the belief that you set in your mind is what I call mindset. I didn't see that in any book. That is from me. The
Wow.
belief, the attitude that you have set in your mind is what we call mindset. So, what are you setting in your mind? Did you set it that whenever I see people, I should break their hearts? Whenever I see people, I should make them sad. Whenever I see people, I should be kind. People say you're a nice person. I'm not nice by like consciously nice. Sometimes I want to be angry. I want to be sad because people have done me dirty. They did me dirty, but I still do what? I still don't know. I'm nice. I'm just kind. Not. I now start to control it. That you know, people take you for granted. They take you for
Yeah,
levity.
they can take
You know
advantage of
that,
it.
and that's one of they take advantage of you. The vulnerability, when they spot it, they too they spot on and they take advantage. My Yoruba people will say, "Orese were obu." So you gidi magbeti ele. Meaning that
Mm.
you've seen a man's leg. You didn't cut, you didn't think a normal person will give you his or her own leg for you to, cut. It's only a mad person, that's a crazy person, someone that is not in their right mind, their right senses that you can take advantage of. And that is why we should not position ourselves. I found myself in a marriage where from January to December there was no sex. I found myself in a marriage where I'm being built, give me money. I find myself in a marriage where I'll pay rent, I'll pay NEPA bill, I'll pay the guy, I'll give money for haircuts, I'll give money to go and gamble. I let myself do that. What is that mindset that you need to adjust? Just because the power of mindset is terrible that it can do you so much bad. And that's why I say it can make whatever is set in your mind can make or mar you. It can make
Mm.
or mar. If you allow it to make you, it's fine. If you allow it to mar you, you're on your own. Because it's only people that grows that people celebrate, that the world celebrates. So
So, okay,
talking about mindset, okay,
yeah,
talking about
I'm,
mindset, I'll just
yeah.
let me just hang it there. That okay, what I've been able to do as time goes on, whenever I find myself in a situation, it got to a point because I don't want people to see me as a bad person. I can't live. I don't want people to, I don't want to, even this thing, when I'm not comfortable, I want to make you feel comfortable because I don't want you to see me as a bad person. But
Mm.
let me put it here. Let me pin it here that it's better they see you as a bad person. If you have to hurt anybody, let it not be yourself.
Mm.
Be sincere with yourself. Yeah, if you have to hurt anybody, let it be. And if you don't, if you work, in fact, if you are conscious of yourself enough, you see that you won't hurt anybody and you won't hurt yourself either. So
Mm.
they might have any perspective about you. But if you really are conscious enough, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not killing anybody. I'm not disturbing anybody. I'm not making decisions that I know that if I make this decision, it's going to affect my neighbor negatively. I'm not doing that. But at the same time, I'm conscious of my well-being and my sanity. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow.
Mm.
Thank you so
Mm.
much. Thank you so. I I patiently listen to you to detail because some of the things I will have asked you, you've already analyzed everything brilliantly. Thank you so much for that
Thank
wonderful
you.
analysis. And I just want to buttress one or two things before we call it a day. And you said something about that you can't allow people, you can't change the way you want people to see you.
Yeah.
There's no how much you influences. One thing I would like to say to this for everyone that is watching this um, program is that it has affected me many times. I'm the type that I like to pour out myself for people. I like to do I just want things to be right. You understand? And
Thank you.
eventually, at the end of the day, the table turns, people misunderstand the way you talk, especially when you find yourself in an environment when you speak with confidence, when you talk with
Yes,
confidence, when you
they
show,
can't stand it.
yeah, they can't stand your
You are proud. You're
enthusiasm.
actually proud. You speak confidently, you're proud, you're arrogant,
You're
you're full of yourself.
arrogant. Exactly. So
Yes.
that thing, for some period, it created some kind of mindset for me. I was trying to look for myself in a lost environment where when I wasn't lost. People will make you feel as if you are, they give you a name that is not you. So they kind of, they affect your self-confidence. So that's why I waited patiently when you were talking. I said, this woman of God as talking about me. And one thing I discovered, if you find yourself in this situation, one thing that it will it will do to you, just like you said, or it do death to you, is that it makes you to burn out all your energy that you're supposed to use for yourself to move to your next level. Because people will always turn you down. People will always want to make you feel that you are not worth anything. But just like our guests have said, that place a value upon yourself, and be ready to forge ahead. Be ready to stand up for yourself. Thank you so much for that wonderful analysis. I
Thank
thank you.
you.
We really appreciate
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you very
light.
much for
But I
having
don't know if there are other things you have in mind to share with us that sometimes when I think even with the one that
me.
you
Yes.
said, even myself, I'm still going to sit there and ruminate about it, because we have a lot
Mm,
of people out there that we
yes.
call them the pleaser of people. You want to please
Yes.
people, especially when you find yourself in an environment that doesn't belong to you, but you are
Yes.
fortunate to operate in that kind of environment, and yet you are
Yes.
trying your best to
Yes.
make sure that they see the good side of you, but yet they're trying to pull you down. They're trying to.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've already answered the question that it is better to it's better to
Do you
do you than
be yourself?
than to do
Be
yourself.
yourself.
Just be yourself
Mm,
and make sure that you
mm,
have good intention. So I just
yes.
want you to give us a closing remark, something that
Okay.
we can take home with about this
Okay.
redefining of mindset. And I want to ask you this, please. I want
Okay.
to ask you this question before you can put it together with your closing
Okay.
remarks. You understand? Is that
Okay.
now I know that technically you cannot change the way people look at you, the
Yes.
perspective of people. But let's say that you find yourself in a situation just like yourself, that, I
Mm,
know you've answered the question in one way or the other, but
yes.
I just want you
Mm,
to put a little bit more emphasis on it. Is that
mm,
what about people that they find it difficult, you
mm,
understand, to change the perspective of what people have turned
okay.
them, yeah, what people have turned them to be. You understand?
Mm,
How can they redefine themselves? I know prayer will help. I know,
yes.
but
I
I'm the
understand.
type of person that I'm a pastor, I'm a spiritual person, but
Realistic.
I'm not a religious. I don't play
Not a
stupid.
fanatic.
Yeah, I'm not a
You're not a
fanatic.
fanatic.
I use my common sense. Understand? How can you
Mm-hmm.
get yourself out of
Mm,
not in the environment? I'm not saying that
mm-hmm.
you should run away from people. No,
I get
yourself,
it.
you yourself
Mm,
personally. How can you take yourself? How
mm,
can you free yourself from
mm,
a situation where people has put you, not where you have
mm.
put yourself, in the name of trying
Okay.
to make people see you that you're a good person, you are this, you are
Mm,
trying to,
mm.
how
Yes, I get
can
that.
you how can you help yourself alongside with whatever you want to
Okay.
say to us before we close the day? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that question. Okay, so here is the truth. I said something from the beginning. I said the environment can influence us, can
Mm,
influence what we set in our mind. It's
mm,
so sad that this people pleasing thing that we mentioned briefly like this, as tiny as it is, it's very dangerous.
mm,
Some serial killers didn't start as serial killers. You'll be shocked that what we we're not just finally bad behavior, but we're just saying that it can. the level, the depth of how much people can influence. We do not know it. The mind is very powerful,
Mm.
very, very powerful. It's I don't know, I don't love to refer to it, but sometimes you can say it's a demon that is hard to tame. The
Mm.
mind is powerful, more powerful than we imagine.
Mm.
And I do say something that if you must influence somebody, please influence them positively.
Mm.
If you are somebody that you're watching this, you're working, you are pushing people beyond their limits. And you know that these people, they are trying to make you happy. You have turned them into monsters. Just ask God to forgive you and try to change. Have with define honestly, because
Mm.
you don't know how much you have done. You are thinking you're affecting one soul. But that person, because of what is set in their mind, their character, their outward behavior will influence 1 billion and one. Those 1 billion and one will influence another billion, and it will keep on going just because of your own behavior.
Mm.
Since behavior.
I can't hear you again. Okay. Okay. All right. I
Okay,
think,
can you
yeah,
hear
yeah,
me now? Yes,
yeah, yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
call came in. So the thing is that if to that question, that how do we redefine ourselves, right?
Mm.
How do we, from whatever bondage or shackles that
Exactly.
people yes,
As put
now I'm
put
going to
to
say
us.
something that I wrote. I said something, I said, it takes you to redefine you.
Mm.
It takes Omobolanle to redefine Omobolanle. It
Mm.
will not take, it will easily take Omobolanle to redefine an Omobolanle. It
Mm.
takes you to redefine you. Now, I said something, self redefinition leads to mindset redirection. They are brothers and sisters. It's either you encounter mindset redirection or you encounter self redefinition.
Mm.
Whichever comes first, the second must follow. They
Mm.
are brothers and sisters, they are twins, and they go hand in hand. Now, one has to happen before the other. There's something. I wear my wristwatch on my right hand, not on my left hand. I wear bracelets on my left or whatever. I wear wristwatch on my right. Normally, wristwatch is on the left. There's someone called Ololade Abuta. She's a very real estate guru. She's, I don't even, people don't inspire me easily, but she's a wonderful woman. She's doing well. Single mom of beautiful kids. She's perfect, doing good, perfect, not perfect in
I
reality,
understand.
or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But she's a perfect example that I think she's even I know too well to understand that social media is not life. So it's not even about social media. I know I've seen the life. I've had a feel of our words and an idea. I have a slight idea of what I want to look like, and I admire it. How do I? What do I do? She wears a watch on her right. I remind myself each morning not to be like her, but but to remember her and to remind me of where I'm going. Also, if she can't do, I can't do more. You know,
Mm.
this is how much our life can influence people.
Mm.
She's someone that most likely not knowing me. I've sold her property, but this is how much our life can
Mm.
impact people. I don't know if you get that drift. This is how
Yes, yes,
much
yes,
our
yes.
life can. So, if the gift that what I'm trying, how did I come out of my own? I will use myself as an example by seeing people like Olola Diabuta. Pick the positive. Like I said, there's not how dark a room is. There will be a small light. Pick the light in the old darkness, in the old nonsense, in the old thing. Just look for the sense in the nonsense. I
Mm.
don't know if you get it. Look for the sense in the
Mm.
nonsense,
Mm.
and you will find the reason that God has taken you through that path. I looked at my experience. I asked myself, why me? After all the good year, after everything, I was dating someone in the university, someone that you know. In fact, I thought I was going to marry the guy. We
Mm.
came for photo shoot in your place back then. Now I just felt I found him. God forgive you. And I love this guy to a fault. But what did he do? He just disappeared without a word. We will call him. I was crying. I will go and call. I will call. You know that time. You go to where I will go. If you not pick my call, I will go and call in the business center. You know when you call somebody, I say hello, and he's not talking, and you are staying there for 30 minutes, and you are still saying hello. Talk to me. What is happening? And when I'm leaving, I'll pay for the money at the business center. That was how bad my
Mm.
mindset was. I'm telling you. Do
Mm.
you know that years later, I met this guy again? I've helped him to gain a job. He was a gate man. The same guy that you know, that guy that you know mention, he was a gate man with a van, a gate man, a security guy. Let me call him to the bank. But by God's grace, I helped him to attain through me, this is me, a big job that was now earning him 6 digits. Somebody that was earning 10,000 naira in a month.
Wow.
This is someone that I now came back to help years later after I've become a single mom of two. Now, what am I saying? It is a mindset. Somebody will say, if I see him, I'll kill him. If I see him, I'll do that. That change. See, you do not know what tomorrow will give birth to. Even me, I thought I've helped him. I don't know if he's coming back to help me in 10 months, 10 years, in a decade. I might say, God forbid, I might say he's not looking like it. I might say, what does he have to offer me? Is it house? Is it this? But how did I come out? I came out by looking for the good in my own life. I came out by shining my own light, looking at my ex, and I asked myself, why Tibo boy pick me? Láti take advantage of. There are many vulnerable ladies. Why me? Why should it have been me? Why? Why? And I told myself something. Why? Who you know, when you say, why you? Then, why? Who else? Who should it have been? Yeah, we can first. He
Yeah.
said, will not give us temptation that is more than us.
Mm.
So I would advise anybody who someone or whoever has influenced their lives negatively. I will advise you look for the light, the brightness, no matter how tiny light. Look for the light in the situation. That's number one. Just it might be tiny. Possibly ìmọ́lẹ̀ tíntínní tíntínní ó máa wà níbẹ̀. No matter how dark the situation, there will be a tiny darkness, a light rather. Look for that tiny light. Look for a nonsense. Look for a sense in that nonsense. And you know, somehow it will worth it. Then don't change who you are. It is easy for them to people who find themselves in bad marriage, bad relationships, subconsciously, one of the things that I've come to realize is that they become their bad partner. They say that guy is a madman. He was cheating on me. He was lying to me. He was a drink. He was an addicted. This addicted. If you are not careful, you will become that man subconsciously. So instead of you looking or dwelling on the bad, I think you should direct your own attention to yourself and start checking yourself. Hey, you know when you go inside, let me just use this analogy. You want to save somebody in the fire, then you went in, it was not successful. You now ran outside. The first thing you should do is just at least quickly to say, no, your mommy, you know, that's what you should do. Like instead of saying that, look at him, look at her, try to check yourself if they've not stained you, if their own mindset have not even affected your own subconsciously. If the madman have not attached some madness in you, in case in your office, your friend is always, you know, mad people always look for. Imagine a madman holding the stick, you know, chasing you. If you are not careful, there's a way you run that people will start thinking the two of you are mad. So you have to attack with sense. So you have to check yourself if this person has not affected me. Because one thing we don't know is like testimony. You know, testimony has the capacity to vet itself.
Yeah.
Madness has the capacity to replicate itself. When people bring their mindset, when you rub your shoulders too hard, the two of you, it will become warm. I have my shoulder, you have your shoulder, we are rubbing shoulders. When we release ourselves, yours will be one, mine will be one. We will not know who started it. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Your shoulder is here, my shoulder is there. Your own is hot, my own is warm, my own is cold. But by the time we rub shoulders for a long time, enough time, you will see that the two of us will be both warm. We will know who started what. We will know who was hot from the beginning. So that is what I feel you should do if you want to get out of that situation. Shut yourself. Pay attention on yourself. Don't insult anybody. Don't even start looking for who to blame. And my life will not be like this. So if not for that stupid guy, don't do blame trading. First, focus on yourself. Get a therapy if you have to. Get help. Talk to somebody. Confide in somebody. And then, like you said prayer. But in fact, like I'm very happy you said something. I am not that person that said prayer. I believe that prayer without work is emptiness.
Yeah,
so I believe that in
Mm.
fact, the best way to pray is to work.
Exactly.
I repeat, the best way to pray is to work. The Bible says you should bring your hand, whatever is in your hand, you will bless it. The best way to pray is to work. While you're working, God knows that you're working towards something. Before we ask, He knows. So I want to be better. I'm working on myself. Working on myself is praying for myself to get better. You are sick, you're on the body. They're saying it. You say, I'm not eating, I'm praying, I'm fasting. You're having also, you are praying and fasting. The best way to pray that God let this ulcer go is to carry your spoon and be eating food, drinking it. Even without saying, God heal me. I'm telling you the truth. Eating at the right time. Using your medication. That is a prayer, is a form of prayer. But we've taken it to the extreme. But now, here is the thing. In final conclusion, I'll say something, or to conclude, I'll say something. I said, what is that mindset impact that we think we need? That point where we need to, where there's a breaking point, and it's just starts with a turning point. There's a breaking point. There's a point whereby, how do you know you are due for mindset reduration or mindset redefining? There is always a breaking point. That breaking point is your turning point. My breaking point was in 2018 when I said that, which kind of relationship is this? That's for relationship though. We were together 3 months. We separate. Fresh married. We're going back. We will stay together one distance. We will go back again. We will collect my money. We will separate for 1.5 years. We will come back again. We will go separate again. What kind of life? This was just wasting my time. And I told myself when I was going back for the last time before that, I said, if this is not your will, let it be like this. See, so many times you are expecting God to come from heaven and come and tell you, my daughter, my son, this is the time for mindset redirection. My brother, my sister, if you're watching this, when that time is right for you to change, nobody will tell you. Pastor Paul will not tell you. You will know. You will know that many people, let me tell you this, many people go to pastor after church. I did it too. Pastor Nomti Odukoya of blessed memory, I went to counseling with her, and then the woman is blessed. That woman was a bulldozer. She was blessed. She had this word. And you know, even when she was telling me, she gave me a line, work on yourself. But to me, you know, no matter how much they advise you, you still got to do what you want to do. We waste our time going to pastor, many of us don't need therapists. We are the therapists we need. It is in our mindset.
Exactly.
So the truth is that it is us. It is you. When you get to that point, when I got to that point, I knew without a doubt that it was time to change. It was time to love myself. It was time to choose me. It was time to choose me. It was time to this, that. And one thing is, please, I'm pleading with you. Check within yourself. Be truthful to yourself. You will know when the time is right for you to have the turning point. God bless you.
Pastor, you know, when I was to put pastor view, when we started, I was like, but now I can officially call you a pastor.
No, he's unofficial. There's so much I want to say, but time is not on our side.
We might plan to come back again. You understand? You know, it's the essence of this platform. Why I call it the real, because this is a platform where we come and talk about reality of life. Yes. We discuss things that matters to kingdom advancement, personal development. You know, and one of the things I discovered about this discussion is just that I think a lot of people really need this so much, because even in marriage, you see couples coming into marriage with a mindset. You know, some people are coming from a background, maybe an abuse background, and even when the husband doesn't have intention to be abusive, you understand, they started, they become defensive. You understand? It's a mindset. So, you know, so they just like what you said about embarrassing. And also there are some people that, because some people have done them debts, you understand? Yorùbá máa ń sọ pé tó bá ní kó ká díjú kí ẹni burúkú kó kọjá, tẹ́ni rere máa fi kọjá, you understand? So if we say we should close our eyes for bad to pass, the good ones will go and we will not know.
You walk by.
Exactly. So I think we just really need to work more about this, our mindset. Like me as a person, I used to tell a lot of people that because someone do you bad, that doesn't mean that person will be my enemy. You understand? You have your own, you know, somebody's enemy might be your own helper. So for the fact that because that person, you have enmity between yourself, and that person is now your helper, the person the other person that person, and then they will now start seeing you as if you are an enemy also. So sometimes in life we just need to work things out, just like the book of Proverbs says, in the book of Proverbs chapter 4, verse I think 4 verse 23, that talks about that, compare differences. I have different version, but the one that I know very well, it talks about that guard your heart above all else, for it is the source of life. You understand? So another version say that keep thy heart with all diligence, because out of it is the issues of life. So it means that you as a person, if you don't, your mind it can be easily corrupted by the people that you work with. And before we close, I have this boss that I work with. I will mention, I work with a lot of people. So I don't want people to start thinking we are going to close right now. The boss, when I met the boss, a lot of people used to complain about the man, that the man is so hard, he's so harsh, is this, is that. Truly, if you look at that man from afar, Jesus, very harsh. He doesn't like you doing, being sarcastic. He just want him to be done to the prime. Now, and I said to myself, so a lot of people now started building that mindset for the man, and it's affecting me also. But I'm a person, I'm the type of person that no matter how they say you are bad, I always have this mindset that there should be something good about you. So I tried to take a bold step and walk up to the man. I was close to the man, and I discovered that this man was actually a good man when you are close to him. You understand?
He's just a principled person.
He's just a principled person. So just respect him for his principle, and you will be good. So some people doesn't want to respect you for who you are. They want you to be what they want you to be. You understand? For what they want you to be. You understand? And in as much you are not functioning in what they want you to be, they start tagging you as a bad person. So thank you so much for this wonderful.
Thank you so much.
I know you are a very busy person, and you really spend so much time with us, and I really love you so much. And I want to say a big thank you to you. You definitely come back by God's grace. You come back maybe before this year runs out. I know I will catch you again. You come around with you. Will you come and teach us how you do your how you create your your real estate property as a woman? How do you? I pray God will bless you in the name of Jesus. God will bless you. And also, by God's grace, I'm also having a wonderful friend of mine, a female friend of mine from OU too. I know you will know her very well. You know Jumoke, understand? So you know her. She's a barista. Understand? She's one of the people that started Inside OU, that magazine in those times. Back then. So she will be on this program by God's grace in February, on the 22nd of February. Yeah, she will be here also to speak to us on effective business management. So thank you so much, and God bless you. Viewers, I know you are blessed with this. I know a lot of people will still watch this podcast after this live, because we always have more views after the show. So, and I want you to give us a feedback about this, and I know you're definitely going to be blessed. You have been blessed watching this already, and I know God will do a new thing in your life in the name of Jesus. So thank you so much for watching us. I remain your host,